And T minus 5, 4, 3. What the fuck is going on?
Right.
So hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? This is this is Mask Off, episode 27, Power to the People, man. We ain't here doing it heavy. We got the 4 major players in the building. One more again, you know who we are. Below me is my man, Jake the Snake, Mask Off. Jake, holla at your boy. What's the deal?
What up, though? Chilling. Had a good week and gonna have another good week and many more. Glad to be here with the homies.
I'm liking the positive vibe, Jake. That's dope.
I like that too. When you wear it, it turns into something special. It do.
Now your face don't match the positive vibes right
It don't at all.
It looks sad. But that's like be like your look though. That's like Drake look.
I love it though, man. I felt the positivity just the same though.
Motivational minute with Jake? What?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Nah, fuck all that.
It's gonna be called get your ass up.
Wake
Next
up.
to him, right next to Jake is my young boy Malachi. Malachi, how you doing? How was your week? What's
Man,
good
what
with
you do? Man, I had a good week, man. I had a good day. Specifically, I've always wanted to be a mascot, and I actually had the opportunity to do that today. So I'm geeked up. It was fun.
Wait,
I actually booked it through my agents. Shout out to the I group.
What was this? What was the job?
I can't say it. I can't say too much. I keep it on her. Just know I was myself without being myself. If you understand what I'm saying.
Busy.
Shout out to I Group. That's a great agency to be with.
Yep. I need to get with that then because I need to be with.
Man, nah, don't do this on live, bro. Because I already told y'all about this. So it's not.
You can do it now. I mean, talk.
Look,
I'm talking to Tone.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me because I'll talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Hold that thought. I'm going to go to our man with the plan, producer extraordinaire. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let it die down. I'm going to let the disco Dan die down. You know what I'm saying? And the super presidential status is back in full effect. My man with the plan, Mask Off Dan. What's good with you? How was your week, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good. My week was good. Did a lot of work. Did a lot of making stuff. Had the brain going in all sorts of spots. Good places, not those dark places. That sounded crazy. When I said.
Come on, wait till the motivation. I got
you. Yeah, man. But good week.
Salute.
Yeah, man. The best stuff is the best weeks is like when you can look back and say, all right, I did this, and this, and it's like, all right, I got stuff to show for it. It's
right.
Exactly.
That's super dope, man. That's super dope. And everybody know who I am, and if you don't, I am Mask Off Tone. Other words, Big Tone. I'm in the building. We all in the building. And how was my week? My week was phenomenal, man. I got major good news on the home front, you know what I'm saying? And I was super excited. Got super excited news yesterday and the day before. So it's nothing going on with positive energy in the crib, bro. And I just recently came off a Sweeties Day, and during that Sweeties Day, I was able to get a new type of thing for the show. I got like a standing, sitting down stand. I wish I could show you these guys, but I'm using it right now, and I feel great. I'm hands-free. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting somewhere undisclosed. You know what I'm saying? And I can look to my left. It's your right, but I'm looking to my left. I can see my iPad, and I can look up, and I can see my phone. Everything is right there. It's going real good. So I'm feeling good about it, man. It's like the awesome. Shout out to DJ Touch, for this awesome purchase.
What up, though?
So it's a standing, sitting down stand. What you say it was?
It's like a work stand. You know what I'm saying? You will see in a school or some shit.
Oh, and, like a desk, like.
It's not even a desk. It's just like it's like it's a pole with like different components where you can put your laptop, your iPad, your phone, and I got my light on it too, so you can do that. And I'm hands free. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the people what they want. Ooh, I can type if I want to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going down, and I'm excited for it, man. A great
What's
person.
this Tone's tech time right now?
What you say? What you say?
It sound like Tone's tech time.
Right.
No, this is not Tone's tech time. This is a major shout out to DJ Touch. She in the motherfucking building, and I just wanted to give her a major shout out, man. This is great. Oh, she in the building. Boom. You know what I mean?
She sent this to me before the show began, actually. So she was here before we were here.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Hey, that's what's up. I'm glad, man. Shout out to DJ Touch, man. You set up, Tom. I'm happy for you, brother.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Yeah,
she got me together, man. She got me really together. You know what I mean? Shout out to the best Sweeties Day present ever this year. You know,
that's the real Sweetest Day right there. Sweetest Day is really supposed to be what they appreciate.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And, you know, I don't think they really celebrate Sweeties Day a lot of other places, but they need to. They need to celebrate that, John, because
because most of the time it gets flipped up, and it's still you the one giving out gifts the entire time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another one of those holidays that we need to change around here.
I gave out some gifts during Sweeties Day. I gave her a couple gifts on Sweeties Day, but you know, she made sure she did what it do, and I'm feeling great. So with that,
for us beside broke five broke, we need to change. We need to change.
I didn't understand what you said. What did you say, my brother?
Some of us broke five broke, so we need to change this.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to get it girl by girl, you know what I mean? So you won't be broke by broke. You know, get appreciation by appreciation, you know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah, I mean,
man, I ain't bought myself a gift in a minute. I'm about to buy myself a gift. That's what I'm
You should, man. You should. And while you talking, I'm gonna take it to you so you can go ahead and do your minute, my brother. So go ahead and give me your Malachi minute.
Yeah, what it do, people? What it do? I wait till that camera get on me. You feel me? No, just wait. What's up, y'all? But today's motivational minute is about anxiety. A lot of people have been dealing with anxiety lately, which is ramped up in the earth. Because there's a spirit that's going around that's trying to attach itself to people of anxiety. And you really should have nothing to be anxious about because everything will work itself out. And you have to know that. You have to know before it works itself out that it will work itself out. And once you put that insurance on you, you carry that insurance, that cancels out your anxiety because it's a bigger form of worry. You know what I'm saying? You have nothing to worry about. Even if you can't handle it, if you can't do it, if it's bigger than you, why even let it stress you out? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's bigger than you, then it's really going to crush you down even smaller. So don't be anxious for nothing. That's your motivational minute.
Oh, wow. You know what, man? I'm going to say, like we say around here every time he said, my young boy is doing what, Jake?
Dropping infinite jewels.
Boom. Holla at your boy.
I mean, that's great stuff, man, because most of the time is like you're starting to think about stuff that half the time you don't have control over. So it's like there's no point in trying to.
Yep. Like for example, the election, you know what I'm saying? You can have who you want to vote for, but the anxiety built around it is unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And you can feel a certain type of way about your particular candidate, but if somebody feels the opposite, that should not create anxiety for you. Oh, you don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. Whoa, relax.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta wait and just let the results show there. Good point.
I want to add on to this anxiety thing, man. You know, sometimes people have anxiety, don't even realize they have it. They don't even realize they know what's going on with themselves. You know, you get nervous and your feet start shaking and your palms start itching and sweating. You know, you just start thinking about a lot of things. sometimes the best thing to do is just center yourself and take some deep breaths, take some motivational breaths. You know what I'm saying? Do some centering, as they call it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that you can do to kind of get yourself to get a clear head. You know, those are some of the things you could do. Also, one more thing is mindfulness. That actually works. You know what I mean? So
being mindful, and gratefulness,
No, mindfulness is it's a thing. It's a thing. I don't know what the gratefulness thing, but I never heard of the gratefulness thing. But mindfulness is like a yoga thing. No, he said gratefulness. I thought he was saying that to go correlate with the mindfulness. I didn't know if he meant that or something. But anyway, I don't know. But Jake, go ahead.
Just to add on to like what you were saying, like being centered and stuff like that. Like in the deep breaths, that I just want to second that. Yeah, that does work. I've recently last few years, I haven't done it consistently, but when I do it, it does help. Meditation helps so much. Just like cutting everything off, cutting your phone off, cut the TV off, computer, tell everybody in your spot to leave the fuck alone and just have some like time to yourself and just quiet, like for however long you want to do it. It's so great and you feel so much better. Your mind so much clearer, less stressful, less angsty and everything. I've been trying to do that, like, because I suffered from anxiety from time to time. I had to take off work like about 10 years ago because of anxiety. I was all fucked up. It was bad, but like I've been learning ways to how to control that. So that being centered and meditation, taking even just a deep breath. Deep breaths help so much. You'd be surprised. Like you could have like a pain, like ache in your back or in your chest or whatever. You don't know what it is. You just take like a few deep breaths and it's gone and shit. That shit worked. So I just want to second what Tom's saying.
That's dope.
Very good. Very good point, Jake. And as well, our phones, social media, that creates anxiety heavily because we constantly itching for more social, for more scrolling, more posts, more funny. You know what I'm saying? That's creating an anxiety in you because you're yearning for something that's not really giving you substance. You know what I'm saying?
Which goes back to your point about being grateful for things, because you start to see stuff and you start to want, and like you just start to look not just like things that you can buy, but like just your life too. Like, oh man, I want to be here. Right. So it's like once you sit back and say, okay, I have this, I have that, I have that, and like when you like sit down and I write that stuff down, that even calms your mind from all that too.
Yes.
Yeah,
very good.
And that's a good call back to one of our previous shows where we talked about anxiety and also the ability of being addicted to social media. So if you guys get an opportunity, check out the rest of our clips that we got on the YouTube channel, and you can see some of the things that we discussed previously. Go ahead,
Mike. I just want to say about what you said earlier, Tom, was that like people don't even know they have anxiety. And that was the case with me. I didn't even know I dealt with it. I didn't even know like that's what that was. You know, I didn't know how to label that as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what is this feeling when I don't feel like I'm in control and stuff is coming up? You know what I'm saying? That's being anxious. So my best friend actually taught me the power of meditation and how important it is. My best friend Carisha. So when I started doing that, I don't do it as often as I need to, but like Jake said, when you do it, it takes you to this higher state of yourself where you can see inside yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you feel the things that you feel, and you're aware of it, and then you can get back to the point that you can handle it, that you can feel like you can handle it, and it gives you that power back. You know, because the world, everything is trying to take your power, take your energy away. You got to get back to yourself to regain that power.
That's so super dope. That's more information. You know, we'll have in the description too. There's some sites you can check out and some things you can possibly do later on throughout the show. But we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Today's show, it's about power to the people. If you don't know, it's a big election coming up. You know, yesterday it was some heavy hitters. You know, you had the president and former vice president, and they were talking about so many different things. It was the last debate, and one of the major things they was doing is talking about voting. And we want to hit you guys with our group discussion. We have a special guest with us tonight, and we want to talk a little bit more about voting and the poll working and all that stuff. So I'm gonna head down to my young boy Malachi, and he can introduce our special guest.
Yep. So as Tone laid it out so eloquently, we got our special guest. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. We're gonna bring her right on. We're gonna welcome Toriana WIlliams to the show. She works for the Department of Elections, and we are very, very glad to have her here with us. And like Tone said, we're gonna talk about voting, talk about her role that she plays particularly, and let's get the conversation started. Let's have her give a warm ass call welcome. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing fine. Really cold.
That's good. You say you cold?
Yes, I'm cold.
That's because you hopped on with us, because we ice cold, baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys are talking about some cold.
You don't need to second that. You don't need to pause for that.
Yeah,
That horrible
yeah. That was Malachi's words. Whatever.
That's no, we do not.
The views and bars of Malachi do not.
They said they ain't with me on that. You see how they do me?
Yeah. I'm
well,
doing fine, by the way.
That's good. I was just about to ask you that. How you doing? Okay. Besides being cold, you gotta just like kind of keep, like kind of move in place. You know what I'm saying? Warm yourself up.
Yeah, I'm good. I got on a jacket. That's why I got on a jacket.
Okay, cool, for sure. So you had a good day? Good Friday?
Yes. I worked today. I taught some classes today at the polls.
Okay, taught some classes. Getting them folks together, huh?
Yes.
Any issues today? Or everybody was good?
Yes, I actually had the most difficult class I ever had out of the last 2 months of me training the polls.
What?
Yes.
On today, ain't that something?
I know. And I actually this is the second to the last day until we're complete of teaching.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is the worst class I ever had.
Wow. You see what happened when people know stuff about the end? They're like, hey, tomorrow last day of school, y'all. It's like the fool.
That's pretty much what it is. And my job is basically training people to work the polls on elections. I actually teach people 2 of the positions in the polls. So it's 5 positions in the precinct. It's the chairperson, the PSA, the polling site assessor, the EPI, the electronic poll book inspector, and I teach the ballot box and the ballot inspector, which basically one person hands out the ballots to voters and another person actually helps the voters cast their ballots in the ballot box. So I teach those 2 classes. Yes. And it's actually the simplest, I wouldn't say simplest, but it is the least responsible job. You actually just have to like I said, distribute ballots and then help people vote, and they give them the I voted sticker. So that's all you have to do. And yeah, my class, I wouldn't say worse as in they're bad people, they're great people, but the whole city of Detroit, what the polls, they're open for anybody to work. So people from all over, like Farmington, Auburn Hills. Yeah, Auburn Hills. Yeah. I mean, all types of people. I'm sorry, I just came up here from Tennessee, so I'm trying to think about all the cities I've seen, but people from Grosse Pointe and Ypsilanti, they all drive down to the WC3 campuses where I work at and go train for the polls.
Is there a lot of Detroiters there, or is it main? Okay.
It's Detroiters, but it's interesting because I didn't know that people from all over the state of Michigan were so interested in learning how to work the polls, and they were coming to Detroit just to work on election day.
Wow.
I will say that this is new. That is new. Well, it began in 2018, where you got a lot more people that came and chose to work the polls, because a few years back it was hard to get folks. Really hard.
Right. And Detroit actually is the largest district. So cities like Southfield and Grosse Pointe, they have small communities, so they don't have that many people. Detroit needs a whole lot, thousands of people to work the polls. So I see why people come from all over, because we need it. There's so many precincts. I think we have over 30, or I think 50 precincts. It's a lot of precincts that we have all over the city of Detroit.
Okay. So out of all of those, well, you say you've been up here from Tennessee how long?
Well, I've been here since July, but I was born here in Detroit. But I
Really?
finished high school and college in Tennessee.
Okay. But your election experience has been since you came back. Is that correct?
Yeah, because
Okay. How'd you get into that job? How'd you get into that line of work?
well, actually, it's kind of funny. My first job here, I was actually working at the Detroit Golf Club, and
Yeah, shout out
Okay.
Detroit.
I know it's interesting and it sounds so great. But I even got on their shirt now, but no, no.
You a caddy?
Um,
Were you a caddy?
no, I was like a bus boy. That's why I said no. So I
You said
just,
it all sad too. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, being grown and being a college, having a college, degree and all of that, and you're a bus boy, kind of makes you feel sad about yourself. So yeah.
I got you.
Oh,
It's all a process.
We just talked about gratefulness just
Yeah.
5 minutes
Yes.
ago.
And so I wasn't upset because I really did appreciate the job because, people can't get jobs. But my friend actually works for the Department of Elections. And he just so happened to tell me that they were looking for troubleshooters and coordinators and trainers. So he said, you can join my team. And it was like actually really simple. I told him like, hey, I have a degree, and did an interview. And it was really nice down at the city of Detroit at the Department of Elections.
Wow. So got you right in, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the boss was really nice. I was like, oh my God, okay. It was actually really surprising because like you have that feeling of you're not being grateful. I heard you guys talking about like anxiety and stuff. So I was anxious. I was coming to a new city and I was like, I don't want to do like a normal everyday job. Like I was doing that in Tennessee. So I did feel this sense of anxiousness and I just kind of went out on a limb. I told him about me not being happy to be a bus boy and then he suggested his job.
Wow.
Grateful. Yeah.
So you see how stuff still like connects, you know what I'm saying? So like you take what you get and you'll get what's still coming to you no matter where you at because it's for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the control of the anxiety comes from, is that no matter what, this is gonna work out some type of way.
Yes.
It's that faith for yourself to say, I ain't got nothing to worry about because it's gonna work itself out somehow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if I know it won't, it still will somehow.
Yeah, that's
If it won't, I ain't gonna stress.
you have to be positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said positive.
Yeah, so talk about your job. So what is your job, and does it change the day of?
Well, my job, like I said, is training people. So on election day, I won't necessarily wouldn't tell people how to do their job on election day, but I pretty much prepare people on election day when they get there what they're supposed to do. And on the day of, I will be actually a troubleshooter, meaning I will get a list of precincts and I will drive around the city and I would double check everybody in the precincts to make sure that everything is looking good.
Okay.
And at the end of the night, at the coordinating committee, all of the work that's done, all the ballots that's casted, everything that's signed and verified, it gets dropped off at the coordinating committee, looked at by the board of canvases, and we have to make sure all of those ballots go down to the Department of Elections. And we'll have people like challengers and poll watchers double checking and verifying and making sure that we're not pre-stuffing ballots or doing anything crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I wanted to say, first of all, I'm glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And second of all, just to see the youthfulness that you bring to a very important job. I'm happy to see that, it's taken another generation, and I'm not knocking any seniors or anything like that, but it's pretty good and it's very thought-provoking to see you at such an early age getting out, being a part of the polls, doing things. And so I want to commend you, first of all. And I thank you for being in a very powerful position. It may not seem like it's powerful, but it is. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, I know you said that your job is a trainer, right? And you troubleshoot on election day.
Yes.
So God forbid anything takes place crazy, but I was just thinking in my brain, like, you doing all this training and then the day of is like the major performance. What happens if something goes wrong the day of?
Okay, so I've actually had to have I actually had to wrap the same question that you're asking me. I had to wrap this around my brain like every day when I'm leaving. Like, okay, I hope that everything I'm teaching these people, they're actually absorbing it because I don't want anything crazy happen on the day of. But I will say, if you've been watching the news, you can people that have like any type of political propaganda when they're protesting, they have to be at least 100 feet outside the polling place. Guns have to be at least 100 feet outside the polling place. When
I
it
didn't know
comes to
that.
your election challengers, they have to not wear any political propaganda. So even if they are working for the Democratic Party, Biden, Harris, they cannot come into the polling site with a Biden, Harris, or Trump shirt and clothing. So I'm aware, and as all of our staff, we are fully aware of what they can do. And I think they're not really prepared for the fact that we actually did our research and then we actually know what they can and can't do. And if they come in there incorrectly, we can just get them escorted out. And I try to reinforce that to every class that I teach because I have people come into classes asking me crazy questions. One guy asked me when he's sitting at the processing table handing out ballots, can he have a gun on his hip? I was like, no, absolutely not. You cannot have guns in the polling place. No, the voters cannot come strapped.
Is that
can I have a ballot? Like, no.
Is that called voting intimidation right there?
Yes, that's voter intimidation. So no one can have guns. We can't have guns. They can't have guns. No. And then obviously, if there's going to be crazy demonstrators, if you guys been seeing what's been going on in Virginia, for that instance up here, we're not a heavy blue state. I would say I just left a heavy red state, so I know the difference. We're not a heavy red state. So I really feel like our supervisors and the coordinators that have the numbers to the police and everything connected before election, it makes me feel a little bit more secure because I really don't think, I want to be as positive as possible, especially because of the AV ballots. A lot of people have voted from home. So hopefully there won't even be as many voting demonstrations as it's been in the past. Because I know even now we can't even have 1,000 people in the polling place anymore. We have to limit max capacity of voters now.
I didn't know that.
So I didn't know that either. So let me ask you this: do you have anything like with the absentee ballots and early voting? Have you had anything to do with that process at all?
So my the class I teach is strictly about precinct. So literally the day of November 3rd, you work that day and then you get paid for your 1 day of work. The thing with TCF and COBO, that's 2 days of work. You're actually sequestered, meaning you'll be locked in a room and you can't have your phone. You have to use the bathroom in the same room. It's a very different type of ballot process because you're opening federal mail.
Makes sense.
You say that's at the COBO? They'll be doing that at TCF?
Yes, and you get paid more money. You get paid more money, but it's 2 days of work. 2 days of work versus the class that I teach is only 1 day of work, and you just work election day.
Yeah. Okay, wait, that's where they count the mail-ins, and they're going to do it the day of and the next day?
They do 2 days. They do November 1st and 2nd. So they don't actually count the mail-ins on the day of elections. I think the last day, I think you can drop in an absentee vote on election day, but I think it has to be like before 5 p.m. It's like very, very specific of when the last time you could drop off an absentee. Yeah, a majority of people on November 3rd will, of course, physically come in.
I wouldn't even do that.
No, there's a lot of mail-in ones out this year. There's a lot of mail-in ones out this year. And Detroit is well known of taking a long time to count their ballots. So you'll be like the last round. Detroit, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. is still talking about they didn't get their counts in yet. So
we got it.
I just want to break it down so people who don't vote or haven't voted understand clearly what is absentee vote and what's the difference between absentee vote and voting in person, or is there a third column? I don't know. So could you kind of explain that for me, please?
Yeah. So absentee voting is basically having the option of voting from home. So because of COVID, a lot of people have had the option of voting from home. I know voting is obviously historically is a very serious process in the United States. So people usually like to gather all around and go with their whole families and everything. So now a lot of people, I think over 200,000 people so far in the state of Michigan have already voted absentee. So a lot of people do use that as an alternative. Now, if you guys have been paying attention on the news, some people have been telling people that, after you mail in your ballot, you can still physically go vote. No, we actually are supposed to keep track at the Department of Elections pretty much in every state. But for this state of Michigan, we definitely have to keep track of every absentee ballot that's delivered and received. So on election day, you want to physically bring in your ballot. You can surrender your absentee ballot. You can surrender it, but it's a different process again. But you'll have to surrender and say, I don't want to use my mail-in ballot because you can commit voter fraud. So an absentee ballot is just voting from home. And if you vote from home and you mailed it off, you should just wait to get some type of indication from the Department of Elections. You can actually call a number and actually check on your absentee ballot. Now, when you vote in person, obviously you have to just wait until they count the ballots at the end of the night and then wait, and watch the news and see who wins. But that's, voting on election day. But people have the option of voting either absentee or voting on election day, which is just basically you go into the voting booth, filling out the paper and actually dropping it and casting it. So that's the difference.
Really good to know. Really good information. I want to ask you this.
Okay, so I still have my mail-in one right here, but I don't know what to do with it because it came with this envelope, and this envelope.
Yeah.
What do I do here?
So you'll fill out your ballot, and I know it's a spot on there that says what candidate. You actually can write out which candidate you vote for, and then you will seal it back into the the United States seal envelope, and you just drop it at your local satellite. Like I work at the Northwest Campus, WC3 Northwest Campus on Outer Drive in Southfield. There's a drop box right outside of there, and then I also know there's I think there's a drop box at the WC3 on 4th Street too downtown.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you did want to, fill in your absentee ballot and drop it off in a drop box, you absolutely can. And inside of WC3, they actually have a second drop box, so you can drop it off in person, or you can just drop it in drop box. So there's a bunch of different ways you can vote absentee. But like I said, if that same paper you hold it on election day, you can take it to your precinct, say, okay, I don't want to use this absentee. They'll cancel it and then give you a ballot and let you just fill out that ballot and vote that day.
Ah, wow, look at that. So basically, you could change your mind if you vote absentee. Basically,
well,
I messed up.
I would say you can't change your mind because, like I said, you have to surrender it. So if you come to the precinct and they look at your information and verify you, the person that's on the computer will be able to see that the state of Michigan sent you out an absentee ballot. Now, whether you don't have it in your hand or not, that's up to the person. But if say you don't have it, you can say, well, I got it in the mail, or I didn't get it in the mail. I don't know what you're talking about. If that happens, they will still give you a piece of paper to say, well, yes, you have it, but right now we don't care. We're going to give you another one so you can vote. So it wouldn't be changing your mind. It would just be you voting for one time. Because voter fraud is very real. Like, they went to jail for voter fraud last election.
Wow.
They have a record of, okay, we sent you one, you didn't use it, so that one is surrendered. Or we sent you one, you used it, you got to surrender it because you're here right now.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you find yourself being politically, I don't want to say it, do you feel more attached to politics now, or more wanting to help people to vote, or wanting to help people get push a certain candidate or anything like that? Do you get personal with it?
No, and I'm very happy you asked me that. I'm very happy you asked me that because, I have so many. I'm teaching the city of Detroit, so people are very colorful that come into classrooms, and then now I have so many people asking me questions about what can they wear or what can they talk about, and poll workers by law have to be nonpartisan, meaning on election day we don't have political parties, we don't get into political conversations, we don't do any of that.
Wow.
The voting process. I studied African American studies in college, so I know the struggles for Black people, especially when it comes to voting in the voting booths. This is really about just having the right to have your voice. So I'm not gonna. I personally, I don't feel any type of way about anything. It's more or less the right to vote because 3 or 4 generations ago we would have got killed trying to go to the voting booths and trying to speak our mind. So it's different for me. So no, I don't push a particular candidate. Obviously, some stuff has to change, but I don't push a particular candidate because it's your right to vote. Whoever you want to vote for them. That's you.
Okay.
That's what people died for. Yeah.
Okay. Jake. Jake.
Yeah. So yeah, like voting is important. Yeah. Making our voice heard with voting is important. But a lot of people, when they vote, they don't really like you'll be surprised how many people vote and they just like think the president or the president voting for the president matters, and they kind of ignore all the other things that you can like vote for to like bring change, like from like the governor, the Senate, the House, going down to like your city council, city officials, stuff like that. And a lot of people don't know what they should do or who they should vote for to like, I don't know, get change, bring change in their own community. So like, is there like, do y'all like kind of like educate people on like vote for city, like city council can bring these changes to your community. Voting for the House could bring changes, bring these types, like, you know, to just educating on like how each person you vote for, like what they affect and what they could change. Do y'all educate people on that as well, or
no? Because I'll still be pushing a political candidate.
well,
We can't really tell people who to vote for, or how to vote, or anything. When it comes to what I'm teaching, is how to work the polls. I personally think I'm doing like a service to people because I see all types of people that come in there that you can tell they really need the money, and not on some I'm high and mighty, I think I'm better than you, but like on some real stuff. Like people actually come in because, you know, it's a day of work that you can make up to $400, and you're also helping the community. So I really don't think it's really a setting for I'm like, hey, so when you're working the polls for this election, make sure you try to work for the polls for the primary and the general and this and that. Like, no, it's more or less like this is it's available to you because you are an American citizen, and if you want to work the polls, yes, you can. Anyone can, and you know, we help anybody as low as 16. I teach 16-year-olds. Tell them that, hey, you can come in and start to work the polls at 5:45 in the morning, and then you get to go home at 10 o'clock with $400 in your pocket. Like if I was 16 and if I was in high school, yes, I would work the polls, and that's not, you can't even vote.
Right.
So people that can't even vote actually can work the polls. So
that's information I never knew about. That's good to know.
Yes, I actually, class the other day, I had a teacher with her students from her virtual class. She actually had her students in my classroom to be ballot box inspectors because, like I mentioned, it's like the simplest job that you have in a precinct, and you actually go home at a decent time. So I know like the chairperson who's like the supervisor, they got to go to the receiving board and go talk to like, you know, the big wigs and get their information checked. And the ballot box inspector, they just probably work like 12 to 15 hours on election day. And like I said, you can make $400. The other positions, they make more money, but they got to spend a whole lot more time there. So I try to play it up, especially for the young people. Like you won't have a really, really long night if you do this job, you know. So
I'm about to work that, get that 400.
Yeah, a lot of kids, they leave all happy, like, oh, make that money, and it makes me happy, you know.
That's really good.
That's pretty good.
That's really good. So I'm really enjoying this. So I want to talk a little bit about your personal life again. So you say you're born and raised in Detroit on the east or the west side?
I don't like specifying what side of town I'm from because I've literally lived on both sides. Literally. Okay. Like I graduated middle school from Highland Park. And then I went to elementary school on the west side and on the east side. I went to Burns, Owen, Durfee. I went to 9 schools here. So I don't really like saying what side of town I'm from, but I will say I started at Southeastern, my high school, and that's when I went to the South. So I guess I got to represent the east side. Yeah.
Shout out to the east side. We're in the building.
If that's the case,
I knew you was leading.
I moved to Tennessee.
I knew you was leading east. Yes, shout out to the east side.
My family, they from Mac and Bewick, so yeah.
Yes.
That's
East side
for
in
the
the
east side
building.
right there.
I don't like saying like, "Ooh, I'm team." Like, no, I kind of just, I'm
No,
a kid.
girl,
So I just kind of
you
moving
better be
around.
happy where you
Style.
from. Shout that
For
east
this
side
one-
out. We from the east side up in this piece. Shout that east side out. Yeah.
Man,
I
shout
can
out to the
I can
west
tell
side,
you what
man.
happened.
Shout out to the west side.
TV side, we doing
West
it
side, west side.
See, this
You
is what
actually
happened.
working in my old hood too, over on Outer Drive, Southfield. Shout out to
big.
my
Care
old
about
hood.
your old
Oh,
hood. You
please,
know
I'm
what's
in your old hood
right
right now.
You said
Right
what?
east side.
I'm in your old hood right now. I'm in Southfield right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
she is Southfield. Yeah, so
I'm West Side right now.
what happened is she's a West Sider at heart, but she knows she got to claim the East Side.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Well, okay. If
Forced
this makes
to
you
the
feel
east
better,
side.
if this clears it up, I was born on Dexter.
West
Yes.
Side.
I was born on Dexter.
Don't shake your
And I
head,
moved
bro.
off
Don't
of
shake your head. Don't shake your head, bro.
West
You-
Side.
You know what? I just want to say it's been beautiful having you on. We've learned so much. We normally interact with the viewers in the comment section in our chat. We got like several different chats. If you will stay to the comment section, because I'm sure they got some questions, we can kind of go off that for a little bit. You can answer some of the questions that they have if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No problem. Jake, you got any comments for me?
Yeah, 1 second. My bad.
I got Bob.
one
He said, what's your job in between elections?
My job in between elections. That's what I'm trying to figure out now.
Yeah. Just
I mean,
that's Bob.
to be honest, because I
Don't-
Don't let that cause anxiety either.
Oh no. I actually do poetry, so that's actually what I do. Like I'm actually a poet, so I'm not really
Okay.
just a trainer. Like I'm not just a teacher. Like I do poetry, so I actually
Look at you.
That's what we wanted to know.
Ready
That's what we wanted to
Look
know
at
right
you.
yeah.
You a poet. Okay.
We're gonna have to plug you to some of our connects too. So stay
That's
connected with us.
exactly what I want. I want as many plugs and connections as possible. I actually had fans, and I don't like. It's weird to say fans because I sound like you're like bragging, but I actually had people that liked my poetry a lot down in Nashville. That's where I was at in Nashville.
Okay.
So I haven't had the opportunity to really do much. I've been really, really busy with the elections, and plus COVID. Everyone tells me in Detroit, COVID kind of limits.
the scene is kind of closed down.
Yeah,
right
but
now,
we have a
We're
great
the
community
folks
with
know.
Planet Ant. You know what I mean? We have an awesome community with Planet Ant theater. So we can plug you with some of the people that's in there if possible. And plus we got the president on deck, so you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just you gotta properly introduce. Dan is the president. You feel me?
Okay.
So,
of
that's
the
what we talking
board,
about.
the board of
Like,
Planet
I got
Ant.
Trump
So, you
y'all got,
he got a lot
got
of
Trump
connects.
right.
Hi, President.
Y'all didn't have Dan on the ballots? Y'all didn't have
I was like, hi, President.
We got any more comments?
Yeah, she said
DJ go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
go ahead, Jake, go ahead.
No, with DJ Touch in the building always. He asked
Shout out to motherfucker DJ Touch.
y'all just saying talking about COVID. He said, what are the polls doing regarding COVID-19?
Good question.
So
That's a good question.
I
That's a
actually
really
like that because in the beginning of every class, I tell them. So, and on election day, we actually limit the amount of people. So in the past, it was like hundreds and thousands. No. For this election, we actually going to minimize like how many people can actually be in your polling site. So I know a lot of places, like if you like except Second Ebenezer, there's 6 precincts in there. There still can only be a certain amount of people in the church. So that's one way we're definitely combating COVID. Another way is that we actually give you guys shields and gloves and masks. So you can bring your mask from home, but nonpartisan. So if you bring it from home, solid pink, solid black or something. But otherwise, we give you masks, shields, and gloves, and hand sanitizer, and cleaning wipes, and all of that. So
Everything on deck.
That's great because each time I go to vote, that place is hot and humid all the time. It just attracts all sorts of shit. So
and we have to. I want to stress to you guys that we have to get that stuff because voters don't have to wear masks. That's one thing I have to tell every class too.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah,
That's why
you
you
That
can't.
can do
makes
it.
sense because I heard in the news people were gonna use that. I gotta wear my mask. I can't wear my mask, so I'm not gonna vote. So they said, okay, y'all ain't gotta go in that way without your mask on. No excuse. They trying to make at least
Or your
excuses.
constitutional right to vote too. You can't deny somebody their right to vote. You can't say no. You can't vote today because you're not wearing a mask. No.
Ooh,
You have to say
wow.
yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah, you
Didn't
can
know
vote.
that.
Even if you don't have an ID, you can vote. If you're drunk, smell bad, no ID, nothing, you come in, vote on election day.
Butt naked, I'm in that boy. Hey,
And then
I don't know. That's not a question envelope. I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that one.
I'm pulling up to your site. Like, she was on my show. I know her. No, I'm just
out of control. Completely inappropriate and completely out of control.
I have the right to be here.
I'm gonna have a screenshot of our
Now,
faces.
if you were dirty, like filthy, that's okay because we still couldn't deny you. But no, I don't know about nudity. I don't know about that.
Okay.
So do we got one more question because we got to keep it moving? You know what I'm saying? One more question, and then we're gonna make this run.
Yeah, you said, does Miss Williams have any idea why poll workers are required to have a party affiliation?
No, they're not required. Poll workers are not required to have party affiliation.
Okay.
No, if you are nonpartisan, that's even better. I mean, obviously, I've taught people that were most certainly party affiliated, but it doesn't matter to me because on election day, we can't talk about what we're politically affiliated with anyway. If somebody's coming to your table and you're giving them a ballot and they say, go Trump, okay, here you go, sir, have a nice time, vote. That's all we're doing. We're not saying anything. And like, I know we have to prepare people to be, prepared for like or I wouldn't say demonstrators, but agitators. Somebody can come to your table and be like, oh, how you feel about it? And I'm telling people, don't talk about it. Just, here you go, sir. Have a nice time voting. Bye-bye.
Somebody be like, go Trump.
Right. Well, this has been great. This has really been great. Great information. I love your energy, first of all. You got a great spirit.
Great talking.
Yeah, great talking to you. It's good to see young African Americans, being successful. You know what I'm saying? We salute you. Mask off, salute you. You know what I'm saying? We see the success and we see the start in you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We wish you much more continued success, especially in your poetry as well, because that seemed like what's on your actual heart. That seems like that's your gift. So that's good.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you family now. You mask off family now.
You mask off family, so you welcome back anytime with us. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I appreciate that, seriously.
It's good to have you on. You know what I mean? If you got anything that you want to plug before you go.
No, I just thank you guys. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. I appreciate it. I met your father. I actually taught your father in my class. And he actually gave me your information and told me about your podcast. And I said, I'll be definitely interested because he said you guys are helpful and talk about the community. Like I mentioned, that's what I studied. I actually spent time in my life to actually help and study for the community. I'm big on if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, make a change. So, if that's what you guys are doing, my hat, and I salute you guys, everything what you guys do. Like seriously, like keep doing what you guys do.
Thank you.
One last thing, do you have any poetry online anywhere?
Yeah, I do have poetry. Videos.
Say it like that. Don't say it like that.
It's not like that. It's just I don't really have time to record myself. Now I do write and I do recite, but I don't really have time to record myself. On my Facebook, yes, I have a couple of videos, but I don't like them. That's why I said them like that. But yeah, on my Facebook, I do have videos of my poetry. But yeah,
you got to make the time. You got to make the time for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Because it's not there, but you got to squeeze it in because that's what's really gonna feed you. Yeah, it'll come.
She'll get it together. It'll come. You know what I mean? But that's been our group discussion for the day. We give you a mask off salute. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you, young lady, and continue to do beautiful work at the polls. And we wish you the best, and we'll keep in contact. And on that note, we're gonna keep it moving. So, ladies and gentlemen, Toriana WIlliams from the polls, and
Toriana.
Toriana WIlliams, and she great information she gave us, gentlemen.
Yeah,
And
that was great.
Yeah,
it was.
We're gonna take one more comment before we go to the next section. Do I got one more comment?
He said Von Wing said, when I worked as a EPI during the hiring process, I'm pretty sure it said you had to be a Democrat, Republican, or Independent. He said maybe the rules have changed since I last worked the polls.
I don't know, Von Wing. We know you like 88 or something, so we don't know. We don't know how long ago that was, so we don't know. I don't know. We could have.
Tom Schultz, he said, "That's nice. Thanks for being here, Toriana." Shout out to Tom.
Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Tom Schultz in the building. You know what I mean? Rocking with us from day one. Here's what we're gonna do. I don't know if you guys been following our Instagram and our Facebook page, but there's a guy on the scene that's been making moves out in the streets. His name is Darnell King. So, with that being said, we want to bring you, ladies and gentlemen, candidate Darnell King.
When I was 12 years old, after a long Sunday morning at church, I looked up and I told my grandma that I wanted to change the community. She looked me right in my eyes and she said, "Take that damn trash out." And now, 20 years later, I'm here to fight for you, Detroit. My name is Darnell King, and I'm running for Detroit City State Representative for the East and the West Side. For years, our city has been destroyed by bad policies, corruption, poverty, and crime. Our children have been forced to attend underfunded schools. Our friends, families, and neighbors, they don't know if they're going to have their job next month, let alone next year. For too long, we've let greedy politicians who don't care about us serve and make decisions for us. Well, not anymore. I'm here to make change. I'm here to take the trash out, Detroit. I'm Darnell King, and I'm running for Detroit City State Representative, specifically for the East and the West Side of Detroit.
Hello, this is Don with the Better Men and Poor Conditions Outreach Program. Detroit needs you. In 2019, Detroit missed out on millions of dollars in free shit. Don't fuck this up this time. Vote for Mr. Darnell King. He about that life.
I'm from this community. I went to the same school as you, same church, same high school. I dated your wife in high school. I am from this community.
Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm with the Urban Negro League of Eastside Detroit. Mr. King is offering a free fish dinner from Mr. Fish if I casted my vote in his favor. I looked at my old lady and said, gee, sign a nigga up.
Up though, this Quantrell from 7 Mile, I'm reaching out to all the East Side voters. I ran up on Mr. King, and I bullshit you not, I had this nigga all the way fucked up. Nigga pulled the strap on me. Nigga had a stick, mop stick, bop stick, polo stick, all type of sticks, nigga. Man, this nigga's official. I ain't fucking with him, well. Real talk, he just like me and you, East Side nigga. Official, no cap.
I love this community. I drank Faygo in this community. I ate better made red hot potato chips in this community. As your city and state representative, I'll keep a box of Newport 100s on me and a part of that Crown Royal. So let me be your voice. So on November 3rd, when you go to cast your ballot, just remember to cast your vote for someone who actually cares about you. And that's me, Darnell King, your next Detroit State Representative for the East and the West Side of Detroit. I'm Darnell King, and I approve this message. Paid for by the niggas that's trying to get Darnell King hired. Got your back, cuz.
Are we done? Because I got shit to do, nigga. Can I go? All right, I'm fine.
Who the
That
fuck
was
is
powerful.
Hey,
That was
he got my
powerful.
vote.
He
All right.
he got my motherfucking vote.
He got my
I'm gonna
vote.
vote for him.
Yes.
All right. All
Did
right.
you hear
First-
man? He said he's giving out fish dinners.
He gave out free fish dinners, bro. That's enough itself.
And he's strapped, so if someone try to assassinate him, shit, it's a wrap.
Darnell King, that man is a man for the people. That nigga is strapped.
No.
Has a show where we're not supposed to endorse candidates like this. That's not, guys. We can't endorse
Darnell
people.
King got pulled, man.
Darnell King, he's a good dude, man. He a man for the people, man. Wow,
Man, for the people.
wow.
I'm
gonna take the
moved.
trash
I'm
out.
moved by that.
He's gonna take the trash out, literally and figuratively. Come on, man.
You got
How
to
much
get
better
behind
can
that.
you do?
You got to get behind that, yo.
I'm gonna
All
be
right.
looking
We're gonna
out
go-
for his name on the ballot.
Yes, yeah, definitely be looking out for that. We're going to go to the quick hits. I think we got one quick hit tonight, and it's a very powerful quick hit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna send it to my man Jake on this quick hit, man. Ice Cube and Shannon on the wealth gap. Let's talk about it, Jake.
Yeah, it was real interesting just to hear them talk about how, like, they like everyone needs help, and they both got to where they at with help, like throughout the system and everything. So it really made sense, especially like what Ice Cube was trying to do for the black community and everything. So yeah, I thought it was dope. They brought some good points.
Go ahead, Malachi.
People look at you.
Yeah, I totally agree.
They think
I feel like
all black people. Well, Cube, you made it.
My
Shannon
bad.
Sharpe, you made it. Oprah, and you got LeBron, and you got Denzel. But we're the only race of people that if you can succeed, and they say, well, you did it, everybody else. But that's not how white America views it. White America doesn't look at, well, Jeff Bezos has 183 billion, so everybody else is good.
You know, I couldn't have made it without, at the time, a record company just distributing the record and putting it out. You know, Easy had the label, but he had to go through McCullough as a distributor. So you had to, play on the Broncos, and that don't make you a bad guy. And the Ravens to do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but those organizations were still in place. So that's a form of help. And our communities, we got businesses that if they could get a loan, if they can get just a little capital, a little help, they can grow that business and hire more people and expand.
Yeah, that was great information, man. I'm sorry I cut you off, Malachi. You was going to say something. Go ahead, my brother.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I'm glad the clip played. I like them brothers being candid. Those are two men I highly respect for in their respective crafts, especially Shannon Sharpe, transforming his career. But that's the conversation that needs to be had. Like, they look at the people in power that are black, like, oh, y'all did it. No, we did it by the hands of still a white man, you know what I'm saying? Still by the hands of the system in some type of way. It just so happened to be in a way that benefits the white people as well. You know what I'm saying? Football players, they like the sport, so they pay somebody to run across the field. You know what I'm saying? Music, the white people like listening to that music too, even though they don't like to admit it. So it's like we need to build a system where we can get wealth on our own, which we're not knocking that wealth. I'm not at all, but that can't be our only wealth.
Dan, you got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, just that point is true. We look at these folks and like we constantly just seeing like what they got, and like they're rich, so like they can make this change. But yes, they're rich in some sense, but somebody still paid them checks. Like they got rich from a check. They didn't get rich from like some like their own thing went live. Yeah. Self-made wealth there, which is. So that's like the first step is to at least get what they got, but to make it to make sure it passes down, you gotta build structures there and build systems that help pull up people too.
And it's possible. I think if we have more conversations like we did last week about Master P, you know what I mean, an entrepreneur going from the ground up, and we having conversations with workers turning into boss opposed to workers turn to employees, turn to other employees, and you train your kids to be employees. Those are the things I think that differentiate white America with black America. They teach their children to be bosses. We teach our children to be employees, so to speak. And that's not everybody, but that's a good majority of how things are being ran nowadays when it comes to black America and white America. Go ahead, Jake, and then I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah, just like to add to what you guys were saying, it's like wealth is way more important than being rich. Rich is something that you can lose, like in the summer, where wealth lasts forever. Just a quote, like one of my favorite comedians, Chris Rock. He said that Shaq is rich, the white man who signed his check is wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we need to get on.
That's what's up. That's powerful. And I know it's been a minute since we actually heard Big Jake talk that shit, but we're going to give it to him for the culture. And so, Jake, go ahead. Give it to him. Talk that shit, brother.
Yeah, what up, though? I'm pissed off because Ice Cube been getting a lot of flack from people. People been talking shit. And all this man tried to do was, he just wrote a plan for us. That's all he did. He wrote a plan for his people, the black community. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like that, we need something. We need something to like to help acquire wealth. So he wrote out this contract, and pretty much, in each contract has a plan and sub plans of different ways of like how we can help black communities, as far as just the community itself and education and the workforce and the in entertainment business and just in every aspect of black life in America. He wrote this contract to bring it to the powers to be to help better us, and he brought it to both parties. He brought it to both parties, Biden and Trump. Biden said, "Holla at me at the election." Trump said, "We can look at it now," or Trump's people say, "Look at now." And then everybody getting mad at Ice Cube because he's working with Trump. Oh, first and foremost, he's not working with Trump. People are always feeding into propaganda and always feeding into like headlines and all that shit. Don't read shit and they don't really know shit. That's one thing. Like, first and foremost, like, don't believe everything you see on headlines. Like, really, like, learn about the shit first before you form an opinion. Second of all, Ice Cube is doing something. He did something. He doing something that I ain't seen no other black leader do. Like, I could be wrong, but I ain't seen no other like black leader like fucking like write up a plan for Black America and then take it to the people and take it to the powers of be. I never seen that shit. But people are hating on them, and I've seen people in these headlines and articles talking about, Ice Cube, who Ice Cube think he is speaking for Black America. I didn't ask him to speak for me. Well, what the fuck? Like, so what? You don't want your money. You don't want your reparations. You don't want like things better for you. You don't want like opportunities for yourself and like your brothers and sisters, your community. You don't want that, because I sure as hell want that. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are all you hating ass motherfuckers? What are y'all doing? Like really? Ain't nobody, like, people love to complain, but no one ever does shit. Whenever someone thinks outside the box and does something different, motherfuckers always hating, but they ain't never doing the shit themselves. They never do anything. And that's the main thing I want to get across to people. what the fuck are you doing? Before you criticize anybody, what the fuck are you doing for the cause? What the fuck are you doing for change? Before you criticize anybody, or before you start pointing fingers at everybody else, what are you doing? This is the most corny, like you know that corny ass phrase when they say you point one finger, you got 4 pointing back at you. That's corny as hell, but it's real as hell because you know what I'm saying. Don't know, like you never fucking, you never like you gotta like look at yourself. What the fuck are you doing? Just like old girl said at the beginning earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. Look at the person in the mirror. See what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is, man. Like shout out to Ice Cube. I appreciate what he did, whether the plan works or not. He's doing something, and I appreciate what he's doing. So that's what it is.
And that was a great Michael Jackson "Man in the Mirror" reference that she made. Shout out to her. And that was a good froze moment by Malachi. But I want to go ahead and go to the comments before we get up out of here. Do we got anything in the comments, Jake? Yeah,
Graham. He was also in my comments, and he said he just said great. He said great guess. That's one thing he said. So shout out to Graham Leslie. Thank
shout
you.
Out to Graham.
Great guess. Also, Tom Schultz said, "Yep, it's about wealth over being rich. Even though I continually strive to build wealth, wealth coming because I do bet." Wait, oh sorry, I fucked up. Even though I continually strive to build wealth coming because I do better than the subsidized rent vouchers I come from, I have to recognize and continue to remind myself that I wake up with a privileged wealth I didn't even work for. Yes, thank you for recognizing that, Tom. But
that's an interesting statement. That's an interesting statement.
Yeah, but you
can still be white for it, right?
Yeah. But
we're talking about wealth, but let's not. I mean, that is one step that we need to get to. But like the whole system of wealth is a fucked up one. So you can be poor, and it can be hard for you too. It's just we got just got that and a systemized staying poor too. Oh, yep, that's the whole thing. Yeah, good point, Jake. Just in your rank there. And like the best stuff, like you said, it's best when somebody else comes like with like they got their thoughts and like their plans and stuff that they start to act on too, and they can critique them because Cube said, "Hey, you can change to the plan too. The point is not." It's me and my plan is just like he put something up in there, and if you want to add to it or change it, then you can change that too. And I think if people do that, you can help shape it and or just help create something new too. So
I think part of the problem is when it comes to African Americans, we big on complaining, and I think sometimes it's all about the complaint. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, who is he speaking for me? You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at what actually is taking place. This is a plan, and I don't think he actually formulated, but he's the voice behind the plan. You know what I'm saying? So my thing about it is, damn, look at it. You know what I mean? It's unfair for you to go, well, who is he to speak for the black people? And I think it was D.L. Hughley, bitch ass, who actually said something like that. You need this person and that person and that person. Shut the fuck up, because you got nothing to do with it. A lot of black people always want to be the guy, the one. I'm the one that's doing it. You need to follow behind me. Sometimes the best thing to do is sit back and follow. Excuse me.
Or play your position, rather.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. Sometimes the best thing to do is just follow, play your position. If it's not about you, let it be about somebody else. Don't overstep your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. We always want to be the fucking one. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. It creates a wedge between what the goal is. The goal is for Black Americans, whether you Jewish, whether you Israelite, whether you Islamic, whether you Baptist, Christian, whatever you are, whatever your faith is, Put all that shit to the side and say, I'm black at the end of the day, and this is what we striving to get across. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
A lot of other ethnicities don't have that issue because they put what's at stake. I'm Asian. Right. This speaks for Asian. I'm Latin. This speaks for Hispanics. This speaks for whites. We have too many fucking agendas, and this is what I keep talking about. You know what I mean? And that's a prime example. And I didn't like how DL Hughley, I don't even fucking think DL Hughley funny, let alone is have the ability to speak about something he's not even fucking he's not even having a profession to talk about the shit. And he gonna try to slam somebody else who's meeting with both parties.
Right.
Come on, man. And he didn't meet with the actual person, but he met with the representative. Go ahead, Jake, and we gonna get up out of here, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to I want to say more about that, but I want to hit the comments real fast. More comments. DJ Touch, she got more stuff. She said looks like Darnell King got DJ Touch's vote as well.
Shout out to DJ Touch. She in a motherfucker building. Ow.
She also messaged y'all tripping. Awesome job, fellas. Thank you. And awesome job watching the show every week. Thank you, DJ Touch. Also, my homie A-Will in the building. He said meditation is real, helps me battle sickness, financial problems, and being engaged in the moment. Y'all should Google YouTube guided meditations, talking to the people out there. So shout out to the homie A-Will.
And start at the 2 minutes. Start at 2 minutes because it's hard to do 5. I'm just going.
Please start slow because it's like all I'm doing is closing my eyes and breathing. But you imagine all the thoughts try to come to your mind, like.
You'll be surprised how much 2 minutes of practicing something can help instead of just trying to dive in and do it like
30 minutes. I'm on 30 minutes. Never did it. Give me 30 though.
5 a.m. meditation. I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and do it at 6 a.m. I tried that one time and I failed in like 2 days.
DJ Touch also said mindfulness music can also help the mind. And A-Will also says 100,000% is black-owned bank schools and hospital. These are the entities that hold most of us back as a culture. Pretty much saying that's what we need for sure. A-Will.
The main structures.
Yeah. So
got some in the Facebook comments. We got Tom Schultz rocking with us as always.
Yeah, that's what's up, Tom.
Tam White rocking with us too. But Tom Schultz, he said,
"What's up, Tam?"
He said, appreciate you guys doing things. He said, I dated your wife in high school. he said, Jacob, what is a stick? It did. Right. Then he said, yep, it's about having wealth over being rich. Even though I continually strive to build wealth, coming because
I read this comment already.
Yeah, we talked about that while you were frozen, Malachi.
While you was doing this, we talked about that. You know what I mean? But that's what's up. Shout out for you for doing a recap on it. If we got no more comments, we good on that. So last thoughts of the show, my fellas. We're gonna start with Dan. Let's wrap it up. Dan, you got the flow.
This was a great show. I think we hit on a bunch of stuff that I loved. I like that we talked about like the state of flow and trying to work on that at the top of the show. I loved our guests. Great show, guys.
Okay, Malachi, thoughts?
Hey, the president happy. We good, my baby. Nah.
All right.
But, it was a great show. Shout out to our guest Toriana. She Mask Off family now. And one more shout out to my characters. Characters is a group of artists from New York and Detroit. We came together as one. So we got the Seed and Spark going. We almost 70% there. So you can go to seedandspark.com and search Plan B, and it's there, or it's in the link in my bio too. So
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Donate $1, $2, $5, $20. Just donate, help us out.
That's what's up. Jake, what up though?
Shit. Thanks for rocking with us. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week for episode 28.
All right, and this is Big Tone. Before we go, I want to hit y'all with this career fair that's coming up from Detroit, city of Detroit. It's on October 29th, 2020. It's from 1 to 4. I'll put the information in one of the links at the bottom on how to register. You can virtually register with them, or you can call if you knew the virtual recruit. You can call this number 313-962-9675 for assistance. I'm Big Tone. This is the crew. This is what we do. Mask off. Episode 27. Power to the people. Let the people have the power, because you know what it is. Let's get it, y'all. We out of here.
Power to the people.